Hello, it's Tony again in Zoloterra Language School in Chelyabinsk, Russia. Today we're going to do a little bit of grammar, but not too much, mainly some vocabulary for you. So I don't know if you can see the board behind me. I have these cities in, on the board here: Sydney, Athens, Beijing and London. Why have I written these four cities on the board? And maybe, what's the next one? I'll give you a few seconds to think of an answer. Okay, some of you might have got the answer. The next one on the list is Rio de Janeiro. And the reason I put these cities on the board is they are the last four cities, and this will be the next city, to host the Summer Olympic Games. 2016 in Brazil, Rio, very shortly. My home city of London was the last one, and before that 2008 Beijing, 2004 Athens, where the first Olympic Games was held, because its origin is from ancient Greek. And in 2000 the Olympic Games was in Sydney. Why have I included that? It's just for some sport related information, because we're going to do a little bit on sport related, little bit of grammar and vocabulary. So I have here three sports: football, possibly the most commonly played sport in the world by most people, maybe. Swimming and athletics. Three columns. Why three columns? Let's choose another sport. We're in Russia, so we shall choose ice hockey. Which column shall we put it in? We'll put it in this column. And the reason for putting it in that column is that the verb we use to associate it with when we describe what sports we are performing is we use the verb play. So we play football, we play ice hockey, we play many other sports. And these sports, we can put them into a category. They are either normally ball sports, or maybe team sports. So in English there are always irregularities and exceptions to the rule, but generally if it's got a ball, if it's a team, we play it. Let's choose another one. Skiing. There or there? You are correct if you said here. Why? The verb is go. We go swimming, we go skiing, we go horse racing, because the ending is ing. If it ends ing, we go. And normally, if it's not one of these two, we use the verb do for other sports, such as athletics, maybe judo, gymnastics, and so on. There are always exceptions to the normal, but these are generally the rules: play, go and do. There are some exceptions. Generally I would say if something sounds right, it probably is. So for example, choose a different colour. Let's choose the sport of box. Not very good writing, my apologies. The sport of boxing. Okay, where should it go? column 1, column 2, column 3. According to the information I just gave you, it ends in ing. We would put it here. But there are always exceptions. We don't go boxing. Doesn't sound right. Try the others. Play boxing. No. Do boxing. You have two choices here. We can say, I do boxing. Sometimes we can say something in a different way. I would actually say, I box. So there are always exceptions to the rule. If you said, for example, tonight I am going boxing training, that would be fine, because it's training. Training, anything ending ing, I'm going boxing training. Okay, but if you just use the verb, one verb, use the verb to box, like that. So exceptions always to the rule. Generally, if it sounds right, it probably is. But these are our normal rules for verbs associated with sport. Couple of vocabulary items for you. The sport of hockey, if it's played outdoors on a court, is it a court? I think it's a court, or maybe a field, a pitch, involves a ball. Ball sports. What about ice hockey? It's not a ball. Some vocabulary for you. Ice hockey, they play with a puck, the thing which the ice hockey sticks hit. But it performs the same function as a ball. So here, it's in this column, and if you'll see here, ice hockey is a team sport. So, there we are. And what about the sport of, let's put it here, badminton. Okay, badminton, it's not a ball. Is it a team sport? Not really. Sometimes it's one person against another person, sometimes a pair against another pair. But the item which we use here in English is called a shuttlecock. And again, it goes in this column. We play badminton because this piece of equipment is performing the same function that a ball does. We are hitting it with a racket. So that's the verbs that we use associated with performing sports. And just a little bit of extra vocabulary for you to do with verbs and sports. We win a match or a game or a tournament. If we are the champions. If we aren't the champions, we lose a match, etc. We use the verb beat. We beat another team or a person. So for example, we're in Russia. Wales beat Russia 3-0. Russia are very good at some sports. I think they're very good at ice hockey. But they got beaten in football. So Wales beat Russia 3-0. So we could say Wales beat Russia 3-0. Russia, the other way of saying it, Russia lost, past of lose, to Wales 3-0. What about if the score is that, or that, or that, that? These have results which we call a draw. Draw. So England play somebody. Who did they play? I think they played Slovakia. England. I think they drew with Slovakia. England drew 0-0 with Slovakia. If that's wrong, my apologies. But the grammar is right. England drew 0-0 with Slovakia. So some ways of reporting the results of matches. Matches, games, tournaments, etc. Win, lose, beat another team or another person. Past is lost, and we use to, lost to Wales. And if the result has the same score by both competitors, we use the verb drew, so it's drew and with. Okay, hope that's useful. The next lesson, I hope to give you some information connected a little bit with this. Hopefully it'll be quite useful. Different ways of saying the number 0. And lots of them are related to different sports and how we say 0 in different sports. Thank you very much. I hope that was interesting. Bye for now.